victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The biggest game in the NFL regular season jumps off tonight in Seattle. The Rams and Seahawks, both 11-3 in the NFC West, meet up in a battle that will have a major impact on the number one seed in the NFC playoffs. A win tonight gives the Rams the inside track with 2 games remaining. 5:15 kickoff on Fox 11 and Amazon Prime for all you streamers. Former NFL linebacker Hardy Nickerson, who grew up in Compton, made some history Wednesday in California high school football. He's the first black head coach to be hired by a school in the prestigious Trinity League Conference. Nickerson, a 5-time Pro Bowl selection, was hired by J. Sarah High School. Nickerson led Bishop O'Dowd High School in Oakland to the Division V AA state championship this season. The Trinity League has produced 5 state champions since 2019 and has 7 players on NFL rosters this season. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with the world. African Focus Incorporated is a community-based organization whose mission is to bring Africans and African Americans together, lead charitable initiatives on the motherland, and educate people from all walks of life on the beauty, legacy, and opportunity of Africa's 54 nations. And it's that time once again when African Focus is teaming up with KBLA Talk 1580 for our 8th annual African Focus Trailblazers Tour. Travel with us in 2026 when we're headed to the southern African nations of Zambia and Botswana for a historical, cultural, and vacation tour led by me, Dominique DePrima, Cultural Ambassador for African Focus Incorporated. Enjoy luxurious accommodations, conscious fellow travelers, shopping, adventures, cultural tours, wildlife safaris, and a giant waterfall, one of the world's 7 wonders, along with a chance to be of service at an orphanage on the continent. Become an AFI Trailblazer by exploring the motherland with a nonprofit organization that has members in Africa and America to help roll out the red carpet for you, and together we'll make a difference and have fun doing it. For more information, visit africanfocus.org or call 310-676-7300. That's 310-676-7300 or africanfocus.org. Whether it's stateside or exploring the diaspora, we're with you every step of the way. African Focus and KBLA Talk 1580. Come go with us.
I got the champagne. Everybody get a glass.
KBLA Talk 1580 congratulates our own Keith Underwood, host of the weekend entertainment show Black in the Green Room, on his recent honor at the annual National Arts and Entertainment Journalism Awards. Keith received a first place award presented by the Los Angeles Press Club for his entertainment reporting, and we couldn't be prouder. Congratulations, Keith, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
Just touched down Morocco. Intimate vibe with the locals. Fine Billy says she wanna take a photo. Wanna get a Birkin, just send me the toto. Living life like I just won the lotto. Outer space with my G's and solo. Living life, baby, that's the motto. Nabagamba the movie never beat that solo. Yeah. Hakuna Matata, c'est la vie ce soir. If you wanna make a bet, better put it on yourself. Protect your heart, maybe put it in a safe. Keep good memories and put them in a frame, yeah. Oh, my friends, them, I wanna see them every 10 days. Had my back even back then. Almighty Father, please cover them. Oh, everybody want the dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar. I just wanna see a gala wine, gala wine, gala wine, gala bend over. Yeah, yeah, so me for me. Sorry, baby, we were not meant to be. You just found me funny, and I love it when I gala wine, gala wine, gala wine, gala bend over.
Yeah. Take us back, Miles. Take us back to the motherland. I am so excited to have my fellow travelers here with me in the studio this morning. We usually do it a little closer to the trip, but I guess we got caught up in all the things that were going on when we got back. As you know, because y'all hear me talk about it all the time, I team up with an organization called African Focus Incorporated. We do a fundraiser for them every year, doing a trip home to the motherland. This year is going to be our 8th trip. We would be on 10 if it wasn't for doggone COVID. But anyway, we go to different countries every time. We have different groups of travelers, whoever signs up every time, although we have a lot of folks that come a lot. And we typically try to share that with you. We want you to virtually travel with us if you don't come literally, to come virtually. Patrice is here. Patrice is one of those frequent flyers, frequent travelers, and you're just an Afrocentric activist anyway, in your own right. Good morning, Patrice.
Grand Rising, Dominique.
Grand Rising. She's also, you've heard her on Wealth Building Wednesday because she's the owner of the Sun Goddess Salon.
Yes.
Specializing in natural hair.
Yes.
Although they'll do a blowout for you if you really want.
And thank you, because the last time I was here, one of the listeners, she's client now.
All right,
yes.
I love that for us.
She always talks about you.
Yay! Well, shout out to your new client, the listener, Rita. Patrice, I think you came on the first trip.
Yes.
You came on the very first trip, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I remember that because it was you and Lorrie. And I was like, oh, some people really are going to come with me to Africa.
Yes,
like, it's not my imagination.
Yes.
Yeah, so you were one of the ones that made it happen.
Yes, that very first trip was so unforgettable. I made some very lifelong friends. Well, I call them sisters. And that was in 2016, and we went to Ghana. And it was beautiful, beautiful experience.
Yeah.
So we're like blood sisters now.
Which means that you are one of the people that made this possible. Because when me and Uchenna and Emily first talked about this, this will be great. But it was scary. Like, no one's going to, why would you travel to Africa with me? Like, why would you, this isn't going to work. I was hoping it would work. But I think you were like one of the very first people to sign up at all.
Yes,
and I
brought along a lot of people.
You did, yes. And I said, okay, this could happen, even if it's just me and this lady Patrice and this lady Lorrie. We gonna make it happen.
And we had Sybil and Dangelle and was Karen on that trip?
No, Karen didn't.
No.
She came later.
Yes, she came on the next.
But I mean,
she came on the second trip to Ghana and Nigeria in 2019. Yes.
Yeah.
But all the ladies just enjoyed them. And I'll never forget when Sybil performed for us. Remember in Ghana, she performed,
yes.
She sang, and that was the first time we had all heard her sing. We had no idea that this lady had this beautiful voice.
Well, yes. And what you're really speaking to is this kind of fellowship that's happened between people beyond the trips, not just when we're in Africa, but when we travel. One of the things that I really think is important about going to Africa, whether you come with us or you go on your own, is dispelling some of the stereotypes and some of the fear. And Terri, you've come with us
3 times.
3 times already.
Yes.
But when you first came, that was one of the things you had to overcome, was people in your own family that didn't want you to come, right?
Right. They were, the fallacy is Africans don't like us. And I had that in my heart, but I said, I'm going to go with an open mind. And when I landed in South Africa, and this African woman said, your ancestors are welcoming you home. And she embraced me like she knew me. And she said, you're home. And I cried. I felt so overwhelmed. And from that moment on, I felt like I was home. And Africa it's something that I want everybody to experience. It is a feeling of being home, being welcome, being loved on. My lady, sister, I was so welcomed, and I'm still feeling it now just talking about it.
Were you surprised by that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we have so many myths of Africa in the United States. And when you go home, and I feel it's my home, when you go home, you feel the love. They're proud of us. They feel connected to us. And you see that. You're walking down the street and people are, hey, and they're welcoming you. And I called my boys, well, they're men, I called them my first night and said, this is wonderful. This is going to be a family
I'm sure
trip.
they were relieved because they were like, what is Mom doing? She decided to go to Africa?
Right.
Lord have mercy.
It's an experience of a lifetime.
I mean, it's funny because you mentioned Sybil. Sybil ended up getting married to a man she met there.
Oh,
in the
wow.
Gambia.
Yeah,
from
in the Gambia.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it well.
Yes.
So, but one of the things that speaks to, and that's not one of the things that we offer on the trip. Like we're not, this is not Married at First Sight. It's not Love Island, but it shows you, how that those walls that we think are there aren't necessarily there. Several couples have emerged from the trips.
We've had several relationships
Yeah.
that bloomed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And some of
my
them-
cousin Karen,
Right.
she met her husband.
So they actually are
Ghana.
married now
Oh,
too,
yes,
right?
they're
So
married.
2 marriages.
3. Mary's daughter.
Oh
She met,
wow!
when we were in Nigeria.
So 3
Wow.
3 marriages and some other.
Yes, and
type of
almost and
relationship,
one is still,
situationships.
One is still in the air, maybe.
I think
Yes.
there's 2 still in the air.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been going off and on since 2016.
Yes.
Okay, so
But I wanted to say, Terri, being on the trip when Terry's first experience, it brought joy to my heart. She was just so excited, like a little 3-year-old. She was just so excited about everything.
It's a fascinating experience. It makes you feel, now I know where I come from. I've seen our land. I've seen our animals.
Yes.
I was like on a super high the entire time.
Yeah.
She was.
And
We had to calm her down.
but it was nice though. It's not that energy is contagious. That joy is contagious. Miles, were you actually had a little bit of a run-in with some folks that actually didn't really care for us, but generally I feel like people embraced you. I saw some girls hitting on you and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, generally it's love, but I mean, it's just different experience. You run into different people. Certain people aren't that much of a fan of you. Certain people don't like certain parts about you, or your culture, or what you bring to the environment. Some people are looking out for are acting nice to you for their pockets. What I mean, looking for that tip or something like that. So
and
that
some
happens.
people are mad at us because of Trump, but that's not our fault. But yeah, I mean, but that people being nice for a tip, I mean, that happens anytime you're a tourist anywhere in the world.
Thank you.
I mean, that's part of being a tourist.
I feel like especially out there though, because I got to see it flipped from being, hey, I'm cool in your face, hey, how you doing, to, kata, you know what I mean? Certain words
Which
that you hear like
means cotton picker, we hear. And Miles was called that. But at the same time, I mean, have you traveled in Mexico?
As I'm saying, I'm not saying
Travel
like
in
it's
Latin
something
America, you gonna
weird
see
or
the
rare.
same thing. Yeah, that's what people do. People that are trying to make a living off tourists, hustle tourists. I mean, they do it on Sunset Boulevard. I just think it's important to put that in context, because I feel like if you get caught up in the Tariq Nasheed interpretation of the relationship between Africans and African Americans, you can fall into a trap of looking at that somehow differently than looking at tourist hustles in every other country in the world, particularly when it comes to people from the U.S., because we're seen as wealthy.
Right. And that's everywhere. If you are, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you are a good American, if you're a good person when you go to their country, you have to respect their cultures. I got upset when we were in Zanzibar, and that's a Muslim country, and some of the women were undressed. I mean, they were showing a lot of skin.
Tourist women.
Right,
Yeah.
tourist women.
Because the Zanzibari women don't do that.
Right, and I said, do what the people do.
Respect their culture.
Right. And I was kind of upset, and I said some things, and we're in someone else's country. Let's respect their culture.
But that is the stereotype of the ugly American. We go and we don't respect people's cultures. So I'm not mad at you for being upset about that. I mean, show some love, right? And also, they won't call you out for it because they're a different kind of Muslim. They're a live and let live Muslims. But they don't like it.
Right.
They don't want to see your butt.
No.
They got their heads covered. Why would they want to see your butt? I mean, I think it is a balance for sure. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in. We're talking all things motherland. We are getting ready to go back in June, and actually there's still room on the trip, amazingly enough. If you want to find out more, you can call 310-676-7300, 310-676-7300. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
This holiday season, KBLA Talk 1580 wishes you and yours joy, peace, and prosperity. As we celebrate with family and friends, we're already looking forward to an exciting first quarter, packed with must-attend events to kick off the new year just right. In January, join us for our inaugural Brotherhood Brunch, bringing together community leaders, change makers, and everyday people for inspiration and connection. February means it's time for our signature Black History Month luncheon, a powerful celebration you won't want to miss. And in March, Women's History Month, we're once again hosting our State of Black Women in Los Angeles Symposium and Luncheon, addressing the issues that matter most inside our community. From all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, happy holidays. Stay tuned for more details on these incredible upcoming events. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice, your community, your power.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
I do thank you. And Terri and Patrice are in the studio. They have careers and lives and kids and all that stuff, but we're here to talk about Africa. And we were talking about how things hit different when you've been to a place. Miles, of course, has traveled the last 2 years out of our 8. When Senegal is in the news, for example, because of, now they've discovered oil there. I find myself worrying about Senegal because as soon as there's oil, here comes the U.S. trying to bomb your boats, calling them drug boats or whatever it is. The same thing with Nigeria, where now, and I think you've been to Nigeria a couple times. Now they're saying they want to attack the Nigerian government because they're supposedly persecuting Christians when it's the terrorist group Boko Haram that's actually, terrorizing. But don't you see those stories differently having been on the ground in those places?
Yes, I do. But I want to say that I do feel like hope is in Africa. They have Ibrahim Traoré.
Yeah,
and
in Burkina Faso.
Yes, so I see him as the Messiah. I do. I know people
Lord.
think but I do. He because he's bringing hope to all of Africa, not just Burkina Faso, but to all of Africa and to all of the Africans across the diaspora.
I mean, I would hesitate to make any politician into a messiah because they usually disappoint us.
They call Fred Hampton the messiah, so
yeah,
hey,
well,
I can call you.
I mean, call him what you will. I have no problem with it, but I understand what you're saying because he has taken the position of taking back the resources of Africa for Africans and defying the colonizers, and that is something we know is perilous. We see what happened to so many African leaders, Julius Nyerere, and others, Kwame Nkrumah and others who took that position. They paid for it with their life or had their governments overthrown. And so it's beautiful to see the way people of different African countries are stepping up and trying to protect this man, and the way that people are really uniting behind Burkina Faso in this.
I can't wait till African Focus goes to Burkina Faso.
Yeah, well, you know what? I would love to make that happen too. West Africa right now. I mean, one of the things we have to do, which is sad, but we do have to do it, and you should do this no matter where you travel, is track the geopolitical conditions on the ground. Yes. Is it safe to bring 30, 40, 50 people there as tourists? And there are some places that are good one year and not good the other year. We were talking about Tanzania and the troubles that they're having now, right? And we were there, recently.
Yes.
And I love Zanzibar. Yes. I love Tanzania.
That was beautiful.
It's on the list of places I wouldn't mind living. And now they're having problems. They had a contested election and protesters are being targeted and
But Dominique, don't forget, we were in Nairobi when those riots broke off.
Yes.
So that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm living life. Like I'm living history. I'm not just a spectator from across the ocean.
And we were perfectly safe because we didn't go run down into the middle.
But I got a chance
to
talk to some of the vendors in the, when we were shopping about what was going on, and even the lady at the hotel that gave us our massage, she said, I would have been down there today, but if you guys, are here in the hotel, so she was booked up.
Right. Well, and I got to interview some protesters. Some of the students.
That was, so African. I love it. I love that energy.
And I saw how their influencers. Yes. We talked to this one Kenyan influencer who has very glamorous image online and has a lot of promotions, but he was in support of the marches too. Miles, you're still talking to some of those young people that you met in Kenya, huh?
Yeah, one of the protesters. He is a filmmaker. He did his first couple years of film school out there with Calvin, the guy we met, young man we met, Calvin, and also the young man from the Kibera slums. We met him, went to the school and ran into a little trouble at the school. That was pretty fun. I like that part of it.
You like the hood experience, the unforgettable hood experience.
Man, get the real taste and feel of Africa, the real smell. Get your blood up, get your nervous system up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. So, we were talking to Terri about Benin because recently there was an attempted coup there, and we were just there last year.
Right. And I thought about that, and I was talking to my son, and I said, your mommy was actually there, and I met some of those people. So I know the place. I feel the place. I know what the people are struggling for. They had a coup. And your mother walked those grounds. Wow. That is such an amazing feeling. And these are stories that I'm going to tell my great-grandkids,
Yeah, and I think, I remember, even though I consider myself Afrocentric, and I always say I wear my dashiki on the inside, because you don't always see me in a lot of African clothes that much, but I consider myself Afrocentric. But I remember reading the paper, and when I read about Senegal, what I imagined in my mind was not at all what Senegal is, right? When I would read about Benin, I don't know, I just think of them as remote, or I would think of them as harsh or arid, and now I'm thinking about people I saw and places I went.
I saw a play recently, I'm not going to name the name of it, but it was about a African braiding salon, and the young lady in the play, she was afraid she was going to be deported back to Senegal. And she was freaking out about being deported back to Senegal. And I was like, wait a minute, Senegal is nice. I don't know what she
Senegal is a beautiful.
I would love to be deported back to Senegal.
If you're going to deport me somewhere, can it be Senegal or Zanzibar, please?
Oh, Zanzibar. Zanzibar was beautiful. I mean, it was beautiful. That's a place where my husband and I, we were looking at apartment buildings.
Same. Can I get a condo here? But part of it is just that I think for me it exposes how even those of us who consider ourselves pro-Black or Afrocentric, how much we buy into the mainstream media narrative without realizing it.
Thank you.
I thought that Senegal would be a harsh, arid place full of, hungry people, which I'm sure there are, but it's a beautiful place. We were at Dakar, a coastal city full of, kindly fishermen and delicious French African cuisine of seafood and beautiful artwork and dance. And I mean, it's just now I think to myself, oh, please, please, please don't wreck that beautiful place for their oil. It's a totally different orientation than I had before traveling
And,
there.
Growing up, we always got the images, with Sally Struthers over there and the kids with the flies flying all over them and the runny noses and this and that. And it's not like that at all,
Yeah, it's funny you say that because when we went to the Masai Mara, right? When we go out to Maasai country, and they are cattle herders.
Yes.
They herd cattle. What do cattle do? They poop. What does poop attract? Flies. And so I realized how much they hustle us in these commercials. Because, there are flies there. They're not
There's
flies.
flies here.
Yeah, but the Maasai in particular have the flies because they travel with herds of cows that poop. So I'm seeing the flies on the kids, and the kids just had a burger. Like, the kids ain't hungry because they might eat a lot of beef.
Right.
But so it just goes to show you how if you take stuff out of context and you don't understand culturally what's happening, you'll draw a totally different conclusion than the reality.
Right. And I had all the food we can eat over there in Africa. I never ate so much. Remember, we put on weight.
Yes, we ate a lot.
Especially that South African trip. Oh my God, that was like
Zimbabwe too. Oh my gosh, the food was so good in Zimbabwe.
Gosh, yes.
I loved.
That's what I wanted to say, because we got a trip coming up to Zambia and
Botswana.
But Zambia, out of all the countries that I have been to, that was the best. The food. Between Zambia and Zimbabwe, because they're seasoned, they're right next door to each other.
Yes,
so
they're right next door. They're on both sides of so-called Victoria Falls, Mosi-oa-Tunya Falls.
Mosi-oa-Tunya.
The main, tourist side is in Zimbabwe, but the other side of the falls is in Zambia, and I'm looking forward to seeing that.
You're gonna love it. You're
One of
gonna
the
love it.
seven
In Botswana,
wonders.
the Chobe River. And yes, you're gonna have a ball.
Yeah, we're gonna do a cruise.
So if you haven't signed up, you must sign up so you can get to see Zambia, Mosi-oa-Tunya, Victoria Falls, go to the Chobe River in Botswana. Oh my God, that's a trip of a lifetime.
Well, everyone's talking about the other countries. I love the Maasai people. Yes. I loved seeing their culture. I loved seeing how they lived. They were so friendly. They invited us into their homes.
That's in East Africa, of course.
That was
Kenya, Tanzania.
I just loved it. I just seeing the Maasai people do their jumping dance. I said they have a culture that they're sharing with us, and I almost started jumping too.
Well, some people were jumping. Yeah, some people were jumping. But after we got back, me and Miles did a deep dive into how some of the big fashion houses have stolen the fashion ideas from the Maasai.
Yes.
These African cattle herders who are way out in the country are being ripped off by big designer houses. Make it make sense.
All those symbols on the
on their clothes,
and the way they wear those
purses,
blankets.
Yes.
Well, Terri and Patrice, thank you for coming and sharing. We've got
you.
more Trailblazers up next after news, traffic, and sports on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thank you.
Reclaim your time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominic DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Chicago's Black Mayor Brandon Johnson warns the city could face a shutdown if a budget isn't passed by year's end.
A shutdown benefits nobody, least of all the poor and working people of Chicago who rely upon the critical services that the city provides.
He's open to compromise but won't cut programs for the poor. Georgia prosecutors say 1-8 Trailblazers gang leader Jamar Ramsey lured kids with ice cream trucks and bounce houses while running a multi-state crime spree. 16 members are now convicted for murder, shootings, and drug trafficking across 10 counties from 2019 to 2022. And Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is back at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for a record-breaking 20th week. Other holiday hits fill the top 5, including Wham's Last Christmas and Bobby Helms' Jingle Bell Rock. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Is this the tackle? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The biggest game in the NFL regular season jumps off tonight in Seattle. The Rams and Seahawks, both 11-3 in the NFC West, meet up in a battle that will have a major impact on the #1 seed in the NFC playoffs. A win tonight gives the Rams the inside track with 2 games remaining. 5:15 kickoff on Fox 11 and Amazon Prime for all you streamers. Former NFL linebacker Hardy Nickerson, who grew up in Compton, made some history Wednesday in California high school football. He's the first black head coach to be hired by a school in the prestigious Trinity League Conference. Nickerson, a 5-time Pro Bowl selection, was hired by J. Sarah High School. Nickerson led Bishop O'Dowd High School in Oakland to the Division V AA state championship this season. The Trinity League has produced 5 state champions since 2019 and has 7 players on NFL rosters this season. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Nugget Bells, Nuggets all the way.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison.
And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
is sharing them when we cut down the Christmas tree.
We will pack the car with gifts, and of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Did you know that streaming music, ebooks, audiobooks, movies, and more is available for free from the Los Angeles Public Library? With your library card, you can access the latest music and movies, audiobooks and ebooks, graphic novels, comic books, magazines, and more. If you don't have a library card and live in the city of Los Angeles, you can get a digital card online for free. Check it out at lapl.org/emedia. That's lapl.org/emedia.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy plates, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with the world. African Focus Incorporated is a community-based organization whose mission is to bring Africans and African Americans together, lead charitable initiatives on the motherland, and educate people from all walks of life on the beauty, legacy, and opportunity of Africa's 54 nations. And it's that time once again when African Focus is teaming up with KBLA Talk 1580 for our 8th annual African Focus Trailblazers Tour. Travel with us in 2026 when we're headed to the southern African nations of Zambia and Botswana for a historical, cultural, and vacation tour led by me, Dominique DePrima, Cultural Ambassador for African Focus Incorporated. Enjoy luxurious accommodations, conscious fellow travelers, shopping, adventures, cultural cultural tours, wildlife safaris, and a giant waterfall, one of the world's 7 wonders, along with a chance to be of service at an orphanage on the continent. Become an AFI Trailblazer by exploring the motherland with a nonprofit organization that has members in Africa and America to help roll out the red carpet for you, and together we'll make a difference and have fun doing it. For more information, visit africanfocus.org or call 310-676-7300. That's 310-676-7300 or africanfocus.org. Whether it's stateside or exploring the diaspora, we're with you every step of the way. African Focus and KBLA Talk 1580. Come go with us.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio. KBLA Talk 1580.
If you get a woman, hold on tight, oh. Me and my guys, we take for bike, oh. Now her location, take for mine, too. If you leave a woman, she go off pint, too. No be lie, oh. We go use it rapper blind the eyes, oh. Me and my guys, we know they smile, oh. Big talk boys, we know they lie, oh. Big talk boys, we know they fear nobody. And you see why we get a fool for body. Only one thing we know they like now, police. One wrong move, you turn to my enemy.
KBLA Talk 1580. Miles has been on his Afro beats ever since we went to Kenya, which was the year before last. But I'm joined in the studio by 3 African Focus Trailblazers, including our OG of all OG original griots, Lorrie. Lorrie's been on all of our trips. She's brought 2 of her granddaughters, and she started her own nonprofit, all coming out of this effort. Hi, Lorrie.
Hi, Dominique. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. And yes, I did start a nonprofit. My first trip to Ghana in 2016. That inspired me because I was invited by a missionary there who had saw my nonprofit's work on social media and asked me to come to Ghana to do some missionary work there. So since 2021, I have been going back to Ghana, and it's all because of that first trip with African Focus.
And, you know, I know you have taken it into your spirit, into your whole self. You've got all kinds of art. You have beautiful African garb like what you're wearing today. Did you ever see that coming when you decided to take this trip?
I did not, Dominique. When I first heard you on the radio in 2016, I was retiring from the county of Los Angeles, and I thought that would be a great retirement present for myself. So when I went to Ghana for the first time and then all the subsequent trips, I decided I wanted to get jewelry from every country that I visited. I wanted to get an outfit from every country that I visited and artwork from every country that I visited. So, and you know what we say, we want to visit all 54. So.
Yeah, that's me and Lorrie. Me and Lorrie are on a mission. We want to go to all 54 African countries before we leave the building.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit, but we're well on our way.
Yes.
And Gail is here. Gail, when was last year your first trip with us?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I thought. So, I mean, but you're very Afrocentric. You have a whole museum. You collect artifacts from Afro-America, Africa. So this wasn't a new thing for you.
No, and it wasn't my first trip to the continent either. I've been to Africa, all parts of Africa, several times, but each time brings about a different experience. And so even this I think was the 5th time I had been to Ghana, I walked away this time with something that I never experienced previously. So,
and what was that?
That was, it was an awakening. It was a spiritual awakening, a kind of a personal awakening for me. I've never, I have considered maybe moving, to Ghana, but with everything, happening, you think, okay, no, I won't want to move there, but I definitely want my I want my soul there. When I close my eyes, that's where I want my ashes to be.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And were you surprised? Did anything surprise you about just the whole way we move, the way that we moved? It was 50-something of us. No, it was about 50 of us this last trip. Mostly Black Americans. A few other folks sprinkled in here and there.
Well, yes. I'm one. As I said, do a lot of traveling, and I like to cover as much ground as I can when I go that far. So the fact that we attended or were able to go to the 3 different countries was right up my alley, you know. So yes, it's a hustle, it's a bustle to try to, you know, get from one place to the other. But it's important now for me to be able to say, hey, I've experienced Benin, I've experienced Nigeria, following my DNA, and that's on my bucket list, really going to those places where my DNA tells me, you know, that I may have some ancestors from. And so that was the prime reason for wanting to go to Nigeria, and then to be in Benin and see and feel the way we were accepted really put a highlight on the trip.
And we have one brother who came up this morning early. And Brian, how many trips have you taken with us?
That was my second.
That was your second. You feel like such a part of the group. I feel like you've been around longer. But tell me what you expected and what you got.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, the first trip I went on with African Focus was the South Africa trip, South Africa and Zimbabwe. And it was amazing. It was amazing, more than I could have ever dreamed about. And so I was excited to go on the following trip. I didn't go in 2024. I was finishing up my studies.
Yeah, and congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you. And so this trip, by my DNA, my African DNA, was primarily in Nigeria. I was expecting or hopeful. You know, I had this funny delusion that sort of the Alex Haley thing, you know, when Kunta, I have found you, and everybody was and but it wasn't like that. But in retrospect, the cultural experience was out of this world. The walking the trail and, you know, seeing the pools where they washed the feet of the slaves, and culturally it was amazing.
When you talk about the trail, you're talking about the trail
of no return.
Yeah, the path to the slave ship is really what we walked and retraced. Yeah,
and knowing that it's very likely that an ancestor of mine walked that trail, survived that part, survived the Middle Passage, and I mean, here I am because of the people that were able to endure that. That was very moving. So I think that I got everything that I wanted to get out of it in that respect. And then there was a lot more too.
Yeah, I think what you referenced that I love is this resilience piece, because it is depressing and horrifying and really enraging to be in those slave dungeons and the trails and the slave river and all that. But there is another part of it that says, I endured because my ancestors were strong enough to survive, and now I'm back in a capacity where I even have the ability to help these orphanages, these schools, where my ancestors' wildest dream would be to even survive that ordeal. And we not only survive, we're back and we're thriving. And for me, it gave me a sense of purpose, like, my ancestors didn't go through all this and survive all this for me to do nothing. They survived all of this for me to be a force for good in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, Lorrie.
Okay, I just want to say on the flip side of that, I really wanted to go to Benin because of the way the Benin ancestors were able to save themselves from being enslaved by building their homes on stilts in the water. And so that was the main attraction for me to go to Benin. And it was so wonderful riding in the canoes in that and looking at those homes on stilts and thinking, you outsmarted them, and then for us as African Focus Trailblazers to donate those beautiful, what were they, red and green and black canoes. And that was just amazing.
Yeah, that was amazing. And I thought it was going to be a little village. Like I'm picturing, maybe 50 or so homes on stilts. No, it's like 60,000 people out there in homes on stilts. They got a bar, several bars. They got churches. We saw people up in there, testifying and all this. Mm-hmm. The church is on stilts. Everything is on stilts. That was something I never imagined to be at the scale or quite as creative as it was.
Yes, it was a wonderful experience.
Little itty bitty kids rowing around in canoes, and that was actually an adaptation, right? Yes. To get away from slavers, to get out of reach, out of scent, and they're still living there to this day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Gail, were you about to say something?
Yeah, that I thought that was an experience as well, especially when we met the chief and they embraced us and said, you're home now, and we don't know scientifically, but it felt good to know that they were open. It also educated me on what we were taught or what we were believing about voodoo and the whole religious part of it, to say, it's not that. And we have to embrace the truth of what our culture really has been and not believe everything that we're told.
Yes, of course, you're referencing when we went to the Vodun temple and they were singing and dancing and the Vodun king was there. This is in Benin. It was not the stereotype of what we've been taught. Brian, did you want to speak to that?
Well, yeah, I was shocked at how much he understood about our culture. Through the interpreter. We had a really great interpreter.
Right, because they speak French there.
Yes.
And Creole,
and how much he understood about, Black Americans and, the culture in general. As also the other king that we met in Nigeria as well. But of course he spoke English. But that whole experience I never in my life dreamed that I would put a live python around my neck.
But you have the pictures to prove it.
I have the pictures.
You got the receipts. Yeah, the African Focus Trailblazers are here. We call ourselves that because we're blazing a trail for others to go to Africa too. And you can come with us. This year we're going south. We're headed south to Zambia and Botswana. If you want to get more info, 310-676-7300. This is KBLA teaming up with African Focus Incorporated. Saturday, we're having an informational Zoom. If you want to call, ask questions, meet the founders of African Focus, and, see who you might be traveling with, you can get the Zoom, but you're going to have to call 310-676-7300. We'll continue this conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrimo when we come forward.
Are you coughing a lot, especially at night? Are you often short of breath? Are you using your rescue inhaler often? These could be signs that your asthma is not under control. To keep your asthma in check and help prevent an asthma attack, ask your healthcare provider for an asthma action plan. This is a personalized plan you create with your doctor that shows you what to do and what medicines to help control your asthma and to use when you're having a hard time breathing or when you're having an asthma attack. Please don't wait until you're having an asthma attack. Do something about it now. Schedule a visit with your healthcare provider today to make that action plan and take control of your asthma. For more tips and resources on the management of asthma, visit luma-edu.com. This message is brought to you by Amgen and AstraZeneca.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Is your loved one at the hospital or in a nursing home? Have they developed bed sores, fallen, or worse? These are things your family members should be protected from. Bed sores, falls, and dehydration are almost always the result of negligent care. If this has happened to your loved one, call Zoran at Basic Law Group at 800-215-1234 or visit basiclawgroup.com. The consultation is free, and if they don't win, you don't pay. That's 800-215-1234.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
Our African Focus Trailblazers are in the studio. If you can travel to the motherland, you can also take advantage of some of the stuff they do if you're here in LA. The Goodwill Awards is coming up in April, and there's lots of things that they do. So go to africanfocus.org. If you're thinking of coming to Botswana and Zambia with us, you can call 310-676-7300 and get the Zoom link for the information meeting that we are having on Saturday. Gail, Brian, and Lorrie are here, and let's go to Willie calling us from Palmdale. Good morning, Willie.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning to you again. I wanted to apologize to Miles because he asked me was my question pertaining to what's going on now. And I'm looking at a different station, so I'm looking at you on a different topic. You was talking about hip hop, what song we want to leave in.
Oh well, if you want to say real quick, you can say that. You got a song, your theme song for 2025, Willie?
No, I don't. No,
okay, so
I had a whole different question.
Bring it up? Okay, go ahead. Go where you were going. We'll follow you. Go ahead, Willie.
Okay, I was just saying that I was listening to. They were saying that. Tiny Liston want to play Devo.
Okay.
On Friday.
Yeah. I don't have anything to say about that right now. But did you have a point about it?
Well, they got permission from his family to use his voice in Utopia 2.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds like you can call me back tomorrow or call back another day. We're definitely not on that topic. But thank you for calling. I appreciate you listening. And it sounds like you were listening to last hour. Maybe you were, because we were talking about 2025, what we want to keep from 2025 going into the new year and what we want to leave behind. And I said Africa is one of the things I'm keeping. We're going back in 2026. And all of the 7 years of trips, and all of the memories and all the things we've learned, the tough stuff that Miles is bringing up, and the more enjoyable stuff that, I tend to focus on. I'm taking all of that into 2026. How about you guys? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think that it's getting better? Well, this is for Lorrie, because you went with us in 2016, and I remember in 2016, I felt like people were more scared. It seems like the year of the return and all these celebrities going and stuff, it's almost starting to become trendy to go to Africa.
I think it is. Absolutely. I think it is. And just like in 2016, like you said, there was a lot of fear. I've had people say to me, I don't want to go to that dirty, dusty place. And I'm like, how could you? How could you say that about the motherland, your home? And once you go there, you will feel totally different. And I have made it a point that every time after that first time in 2016, I brought someone with me.
Yeah.
I bought a friend. I bought my husband. I bought my grandchildren, so.
And your husband, since you brought it up, did not want to go.
He did not want to go.
But then when he came, he was the most gung-ho of all of them.
Absolutely. And then he went the following year.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Brian, you look like you had something to say about that. A lot of us have gotten pushback. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to go? How many shots do I have to get is what people always say. The same amount you have to get if you go to Mexico and spend your money in Cancun. But Brian, what were you responding to there, reacting to?
Well, I was responding because that's what we're taught here. We're never shown any, or rarely, I won't say never, but growing up, it was never for me anything positive about Africa. We weren't taught that there was civilization there. They were walking around in their underwear or with no clothes and huts and rings in their nose. And we never saw a modern side of Africa growing up. I didn't see that until I was an adult.
Right. And then your first trip was to Cape Town, which is a big gleaming city.
Oh my goodness.
With the white sandy beaches.
And everything was it was amazing. So yeah, I mean, how can you, when you're programmed so long here in America, how they, I don't have to tell you how we're portrayed throughout the world, and you see the truth. Oh man, it's not only eye-opening, it's empowering. And then you get a little ticked off because y'all been lying to me all these years.
Yeah, the thing that makes me upset is that the Europeans, the Asians, they haven't been fooled. Right. They're vacationing on the beautiful African beaches. We're the ones that have been tricked.
Exactly.
Gail, I'm going to give you the last word here. What do you want to share about, like you said, this is your 8th trip. I'm glad you enjoyed your travel with us. What do you want to share about the motherland?
I think it's important for us to, as Miles said, or Brian said, to actually see for ourselves. I tell everybody, I don't have the money or I don't have the time. It's like I used to save my lunch money when I was in corporate America just to be able to get enough money to go and to spend some quality time. You can't do it in a week. You have to be able to go there and be able to see as much as you can. My first experience was to South Africa, and this was back in the 70s. And it was like, you can't go there. Apartheid was there, and you can't, do this. And I was just dead on wanting to see and experience for myself how our people were actually treated. And from there, the learning experience from that's what triggered my whole travel, bug in terms of wanting to go to different places in all parts of Africa to see how people of color are actually being, treated. And so from there, it's about educating others. As founder of the African American Memorabilia and Cultural Center, AMCAC, it's important for us to teach. It's important for us to share that information. And so the traveling is just full circle for me to be able to share that information. Never wanted to be a teacher, but wanting to share that information to bring others greater awareness of what our true ancestors had to experience, what they had to endure, and how we can embrace and recognize them for it.
Well said. Well, Gail, Brian, and Lorrie, thank you for traveling with us, for supporting African Focus, and for sharing your experience here today. Means a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. And Lorrie, I need that dress. And I need that jacket, Gail. I have that T-shirt. Tavis Smiley's up next. He's got an incredible show on tap for you as usual. You do not want to miss that. Don't forget, you can talk to me on social media. I'm at Diprima Radio, DIPRIMA. I have a YouTube channel. I'm on Instagram all the time. So, yeah, holler. Follow, subscribe, or give me a hard time. It's all good. Like my dad, the late, great Amiri Baraka used to say, a man is either free or he is not free. There can be no apprenticeship for freedom. Until tomorrow, be safe, be strong. One love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Chicago's Black Mayor Brandon Johnson warns the city could face a shutdown if a budget isn't passed by year's end.
A shutdown benefits nobody, least of all the poor and working people of Chicago who rely upon the critical services that the city